नाज़रीन, इस वक्त आपको बराह रास्त चलेंगे वज़ीर ख़ारजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी इस वक्त हंगरी के हम मनसब वज़ीर ख़ारजा हंगरी के साथ इस वक्त न्यूज़ कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं।
One, that Hungary is willing to provide an $84 million credit line to Pakistani businessmen to promote investments in Pakistan. They've also agreed to provide $50 million as tied aid project for 3 projects: fisheries, food processing industry, and animal husbandry. Now, this honestly lays or rolls the ball for the economic partnership that we want to build between our 2 countries. Minister was accompanied by 17 Hungarian companies, top-notch companies, who are interested in working and developing partnerships in Pakistan, and we were able to collect their relevant people from Pakistan for B2B matchmaking. And today, this morning, under the Economic Diplomacy Initiative of the Foreign Office, we had this economic diplomacy session where Hungarian businessmen, Pakistani businessmen interacted, mingled, shared ideas, and we also signed a number of MOUs on dairy production, on cyber security, so on and so forth. I'm also happy to share with you that Hungary has expressed an interest in starting direct flights between Hungary and Pakistan, and they feel that it will enhance our people-to-people contacts and further promote business activity between the 2 countries. I'm grateful to the Minister and through him to his government for supporting Pakistan within the European Union for GSP+. Hungary has been a strong supporter, and we are grateful for that support. This window of GSP+ has been really beneficial for Pakistan because, as you know, since its initiation, our exports into the European Union have doubled. So we really have benefited. And we also exchanged views on FATF. And I was delighted to learn that our views are very, very similar on FATF, how this forum is used and how it ought to be used. We both agree that it's a technical forum, and the objective of this forum ought to be checking money laundering and terror financing, and it should not be used as a political tool, and often it is used as a political tool. We've also agreed that the next round of our bilateral political consultations will take place in Budapest, and the relevant officers will agree to a mutually convenient date, and the Minister prefers a physical meeting. We will wait through COVID and get there to Budapest. Be rest assured, our officers will be there, and hopefully this meeting will further promote our bilateral relations. So, and the last thing that I want to point out, that we have had a very good arrangement of cooperation at international forums, the UN and other forums, and we will continue to look at each other's candidatures in such forums and be supportive to each other as we have been in the past. So, Foreign Minister, welcome to Islamabad. Thank you for coming. And by the way, it all started virtually. Oh, जैसे उर्दू में कहते ना, पहली नजर में ही भागे, huh? So we had this virtual meeting, and we both decided through that virtual meeting that we need to have a physical meeting, and we need to promote our. And by the way, the last foreign minister of Hungary that had come to Pakistan was in the year 2006. So just imagine, look at the interval between this meeting. So thank you for coming, sir. Welcome. Thank you.
And may I now request the Honorable Foreign Minister, Péter Szijjártó, for his remarks, please.
Good afternoon to all of you, and jó reggelt azoknak, akik otthon néznek minket. We definitely had to get rid of a situation when there was no Hungarian foreign minister visiting Pakistan for 15 years. I'm honored and happy to be the first one to break this unpleasant situation. You know, we in the Hungarian government have understood the economic and security significance of this region. We, the Hungarian government, are absolutely committed when it comes to the fight against terrorism and extremist ideologies. We are committed to the success of the global fight against these two phenomena. It has more reasons, but one of the reasons why we are so interested in that is that both terrorism and extremist ideologies are the #1 root causes for massive illegal migratory flows, which put security, culture and healthcare related risk on Europe and on all other regions as well. We know that this region is directly exposed both to the threat of terror and threat of extremist ideologies, and we all know that in case these two phenomena, these two dangers can be stopped here, then it contributes a lot to the security of Europe. That's why it's obvious, and it is in our core interest that Europe, the European Union, should assist the anti-terror efforts of Pakistan, especially after the decision of NATO to pull out the resolute support mission from Afghanistan. We must not allow Afghanistan to become a safe haven for terrorism and extremist ideologies after NATO pulling out. That's why we definitely do need the stabilizing role of Pakistan in this region. We know that in case Pakistan is able to protect its own borders, thus protecting itself, then it can ensure the tranquility and stability in this region, which once again has a direct impact on the security of Europe. And we have to recognize and value the very important role played by Pakistan when it was about the Doha peace negotiations and an agreement between US and the Taliban. Thank you for all your efforts you have made there as well. We recognize the very rapid economic growth and development in this region. This region is kind of a growth engine, just like the Central European region in Europe. That's why today we have made decisions in order to improve our economic cooperation for the benefit of both economies and for the countries and for the companies of both countries. First, we have established a credit line at the Hungarian Exim Bank to the extent of $84 million, which is exclusively to serve the enhancement of the business-to-business cooperation between Pakistani and Hungarian companies. Second, we establish a new consular representation in Karachi in order to extend our physical presence in Pakistan. We have 17 business leaders with us here today who have taken part on a business forum and B2B meetings in order to improve business relations. We are ready to provide $50 million for a tide aid credit program to be launched here in Pakistan on the field of agriculture, water industry, and food processing, with at least 50% participation of the Hungarian companies in these projects. We provide 200 scholarships on an annual basis for Pakistani students on Hungarian universities. We have signed an agreement today with the Minister of Higher Education on the continuation of this program, and the interest by the Pakistani students have been clearly shown by the fact that this year there were 9,500 Pakistani students submitting applications for these scholarships. We are excited to have the next 200 students on our universities. And we have agreed on accelerating the negotiations on the agreement on mutual protection of investments. We have already received the consent from the European Commission to start the negotiations. The stable basis for our economic cooperation is provided by MOL, the biggest Hungarian company, which is number 2 in Pakistan when it comes to exploitation of oil, number 5 in Pakistan when it comes to exploitation of gas, and is the chief operator of the biggest gas field in Pakistan. During the last 22 years, since MOL has established its presence here in Pakistan, they had 13 successful research operations, and currently they supply 14% of the energy demand of Pakistan. We support MOL to further expand its activities here. We respect your Prime Minister. We respect his commitment towards the protection of nature. We respect his project to plant 10 billion trees. A Hungarian company has been involved in this program with 2 types of trees, which are now among those types of trees which are going to be planted in the upcoming years. Finally, we are strong supporters of the tight cooperation between Pakistan and the European Union. We have supported the GSP Plus status for Pakistan, and we are going to continue to support this tight cooperation in the future as well. Dear Minister, thank you so much for your kind invitation. I'm happy to catch up after 15 years, and I hope that this relationship will be much more dynamic than it used to be before. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Minister.
हंगेरियन वज़ीर ख़ारजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी के हमरा इस वक्त प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं और उन्होंने कहा कि 15 साल बाद पाकिस्तान में अपने मुल्क की नुमाइंदगी एजाज़ की बात है। कराची में हंगरी का कौंसल खाना खोल रहे हैं और उन्होंने कहा कि यूरोपीय यूनियन दहशतगर्दी के खात्मे में पाकिस्तान की मुआविन रहेगी और पाकिस्तान के किरदार को भी उन्होंने सराहा। वज़ीर ख़ारजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी की जानिब से भी इस हवाले से इज़हार ख्याल किया गया।